Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tollbooth Games. This is Michael, and today I'm again playing FIFA 16 with the Swindon Town Swoodilypoopers. As you just saw and can see now, we are playing AFC Wimbledon. I know this might be a little awkward for some of you nerd fighters in the audience, but and also for myself, but I have to remind myself, and we all have to remind ourselves, that these are not the Wimbly Womblys that we know and love. These are the enemy. This, this is AFC Wimbledon, not John Greens and John Greens and other John Greens. AFC Wimbledon Wimbly Womblys. These are different reality AFC Wimbledon. And we need to beat them because if we don't, we do not advance to the knockout stages of our preseason tournament. A draw would land us in third, as and last place, and losing would put us anywhere between third or fourth. Still not an automatic um, knockout stage spot. So we need to win. While I try to win, I'm gonna talk to you about a game. Actually, this is a game that was showed me by a couple of friends that go to a different university. I went to high school with these guys. I played a lot of sports with them, mainly frisbee, but we do other things together. And what they after high school we went to different universities, and they learned this game with their frisbee team at their new university, and I think it's really fun. I think it's interesting. It's a good way to just kind of spice up life, I guess. You don't need anything to play. I mean, it involves more than one person. So I guess you need a friend. If you can't find a friend, there's Tinder. There's I'm sure you could go on the internet. I'm sure you could just go outside and start talking to someone. Maybe poke them nicely. Poke them nicely, nice and gently. Just to get their attention, not to instill hurt on them. But so once you find a friend, you don't really need much more than that except an imagination and an understanding of numbers. Basically, I know a lot of people have played this game, or I've seen other people play this game, and I've seen them play it differently. This is just the way I play it. So if you guys do something similar to this, don't go in the comments and be like, "You do it wrong." We do it how we want to do it. All right? We got our own way of playing it. You guys can stick to your way, but we like our way. So we call it the odds game, just because there aren't. Oh no, my gosh! What is that defending? Just because we call it the odds game because we don't really know what else to call it, and it doesn't take too long to explain. So I might spend most of the second half just kind of talking about what we have done with the odds game and talking about this match in front of us. But really, the odds game is pretty simple. Don't run. Where are you running? The odds game is pretty simple. If there could be just something, and it always starts with what are the odds? And so you say, "Hey, for example, what are the odds that you give me a bite of your sandwich?" Because that happens quite a bit when my friends and I hang out. We always say, "What are the odds that you give me a bite of your sandwich?" And the person will respond with a number. There are no limits on how high the number can be, but the higher the number, the greater the probability is. What was that pass? the higher the number, the greater probability that that you won't have to do it. So, like, and then after a number is given, the person who asked what are the odds then counts down 3, 2, 1, and at the end of the countdown, the the two people say a number, and that number has to be between 1 and whatever number was said. So if the person said that the odds were 7, the number has to be between 1 and 7. And then if the two numbers are the same, if the two people say the same exact number at the same exact time, then that person has to do whatever it was that they were asked to do. So in the instance of, hey, what are the odds that you let me have a bite of your sandwich? Person says 7. You go 3, 2, 1. If both people say 5, you owe that guy gets a free bite of your sandwich. If one person says 5 and the other person says any other number, then the original person gets to eat their sandwich as they were. So, that might sound kind of silly, like, oh, who cares? It's just a bite of a sandwich. But you can do this really about anything, and it's also really fun when you have people that are really imaginative and have a good imagination and are kind of creative. Because you can do some really, you can get some really really fun things, and we had a rule for about a weekend that we said that if it was reasonable, you couldn't say a number higher than 10, and that didn't really work out because my reasonable was not the same as other people's reasonable, so we kind of had to have a little debate amongst our groups as to whether or not an odds was reasonable, and it slowed the game down way too much. It made it less fun, and we just said, you know what, we just gotta do it. You don't have to say, oh, that's not reasonable. Yes, it is. You don't have to have a fight over the reasonableness or the reasonability. If that's even a word. I just wanted to say reasonability because it had a lot of syllables. Yeah, so you don't have to fight over whether or not it's like a good thing to do. Obviously, you can't odd someone into doing something illegal. That's just silly and immature. So, oh my gosh. Okay. All right, let's go, guys. Let's go, fellas. We need to win. We need to score a freaking goal here. So yeah, obviously you can't be completely stupid about it. You have to be somewhat reasonable in your oddsing, but it's always fun. It always sparks things up. I think my favorite was we were at a McDonald's, and there were two girls that were maybe like early teens, somewhere between like 10 and 12 years old, maybe. And my buddy looks over, and then he looks at me and he says, "Hey." And I was like, "What?" He said to me, "What are the odds you go over there to that table and you steal one of their French fries?" And I looked at him and I was like, "What? No, I'm not gonna steal." And he's like, "Okay, what are the odds you go over there and you ask one of them for a French fry while you have a French fry cup in your hand?" and I gave him an odds of like 6, I think, because I didn't know these people. I didn't want to go up to him and be like, "Yo, can I have a French fry?" So we did our odds, and I didn't have to, but I turned it around on him because that's a rule of the odds game is if you don't get odds into doing it, you can always odds the other person into doing it, which is always fun. We typically say if you give an odds of 6 and you're turning it on someone, then they have to have an odds of 6. So that's what we did, and we both said 4. And so he went over there with his large with his large fry. No, that's not an innuendo for anything. He went over there with his large fry in his hand, and he said to those girls, "Hey girls, those fries look good. Can I have one?" and they gave it to him. They're like, sure, sure, I guess. So I mean, he got a fry out of it. So it's not all bad, but it definitely spiced up our trip to MacDon's, is all which is always fun. So yeah, I love the odds game, but right now I'm going to be focused for on the last 20 minutes of this match because we need to win so bad. And I looked at the group table and I saw that even if AFC Wimbledon draw, they're still not guaranteed a spot in the knockout stages. So they want to win too. Balmy is just going to. Oh! I was fouled. I was hurt. Oh, is he hurt? Oh no, he's getting up. He's fine. Give him a red. Oh, come on, ref. I need all the. Oh gosh. Okay. Get in there. Oh gosh. What were they doing? I almost want to question some of these guys' heart. Whoa, cause see what a terrible pass. Oh, that's a yellow. That's a yellow. That I was naughty. Yep, I agree. All right. Thanks for not giving me a red. I feel like professional footballers need to say that a little bit more often. Thanks for not giving me a red. Thanks for not kicking me out of the game. All right, let's go out wide. I want to push up the pitch, but there's no one there to push it up to. Bronco. All right, Bronco's a central. He's a central defender. I don't think he should be up the pitch that far. All right, Balmy. No, it's too warm out here for him. Oh, that's mine. Yes. Okay, we need a Swindon Town miracle here. A Swoodilypooper miracle is what we need. Oh, Hama he's not even tired. I'm gonna have to have a talk with the boys after this. No, no, that was all acting. Oh, it's just a talking to. Then yeah, sure, I hit him. Whatever, I don't care. 3 minutes. It's not looking good for the Swoodilypoopers in their preseason tournament, which isn't good at all because we need the money. As John Green would say. Let's go. It might be a little late to go anywhere, but yep. Well, 3 draws. I mean, it's 3 points in the league. But in the preseason tournament, it's not looking good. I have to get used to talking and playing. I feel like that's my problem. So, yeah. Or maybe I'm just terrible. Maybe the Swoodilypoopers just need a little pepping up. Find out if we can right the ship in the next match. We will see you then, and thanks for watching. Stay true.